They beat us 2 times, and we still talk about it. It still stings, it still hurts. So before the game, we were just, mentally just trying to just almost grind it in our brains. We don't lose to Detroit. We have to play hard 40 minutes. We have to take care of business, and we have to just beat them, continuously beat them, and if we're up, continuously beat them.
A lot of guys taking accountability. You kind of see it on the court, taking accountability, like my bad. Like, how was that kind of implemented in? Have you guys just always been doing that, or is
it
that
wasn't? We don't like saying it's my bad. I know a smart guy. He said everybody knows it's your fault. There's no reason to say it. It's my bad. And that guy sitting next to me, and it's not something we do. We know we do it. We try to cut it out, try to stop it if we see it. It's not something that is part of our culture. So if you see it, tell us stop. We don't do that. But yeah.
Extra points always seem to come through the flow of the offense. You look down at the stat sheet in the first half, you got 6 points. You check back later, you got 12. Check back later, you got 18. I mean, they seem to add up. You fit right in, don't you?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I just try to do what I'm coached to do. Try to be as physical, man. This guy right here wants me to score the ball more than I'm doing it. It's just something I'm still trying to get used to. Still trying to be that guy that can just put the ball in the hole. And some games I struggle with it, but I like the challenge, and I like to do that. But most of all, I like getting guys open. I like creating the offense. So let's try to do my best. I've been here 5 years, so let's try to keep doing what I know I can and try to help everybody out.
You like having 3 shooters out there with you when you and Brad out there?
When they're making shots, yes. Yes, when they're making shots, I love them. Anybody make shots, I love them, man. You know what I'm saying? But this is, even though it's our first game in the league season, this defense is what we're priding ourselves on. Defense is going to get us there. So that's what we're really, really trying to get, these guys to understand is our defense is special this year. But,
Any other questions for Axe? Thank you, Xavier. Coach, you want to start with a statement, then we'll go to questions?
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to play perfect. This is my 42nd year of coaching college basketball, and I've never seen a perfect game. But I thought the first half we played probably as good as we can play. We executed a game plan probably as good as we can. And that's when one of our best players, who was injured 2 days ago, we didn't know if he was going to play. He went to the bike when he first came out, and I yelled for him, and he jumped off the bike and cut his leg on the bike, and he had to get stitches. And so that's why you didn't see Oladapo until the last 5 minutes of the half. And when he went out there, we went on quite a run. So I just thought that was as good a first half as we could possibly play, following a game plan and guarding a great player with 6 eyes and one very long athletic Trey Maddox on him and 4 eyes, or 2 eyes in each gap. And I thought that the defense was just outstanding. You have to give some things up when you overplay like that, and I think that hurt us on the glass because, this is the first team at the mid-major level that's out-rebounded us. Michigan State's the only other. We out-rebounded Maryland, we out-rebounded Syracuse. Michigan State killed us on the boards, but we shot 2% that day or something. So we gave up a lot of offensive rebounds, which doesn't look good, but there's a reason for it. What we were doing defensively, put us in a bad situation. And that Brandon kid is special. I mean, he's really developed and made himself into a stud, and he knows who he is, and he stays by that rim. And he really had 9 offensive rebounds, a special game. But I'm really pleased with the win. I'm really pleased that a young team who has folded. We're 4 possessions away from being. What are we? 6 and 8. We're 4 possessions away from being 10-4. All losing teams say things like that, but it's the truth. Kangu makes the open 3 against Toledo, we win. Xavier makes the layup against the last game, we win. Xavier makes a shot against Bowling Green, we win. The first game we lost by 3 and we missed a shot to tie. So we are who we are. We're a young team that folds a little bit when it gets tight. And when it got tight tonight, we started to fold, and Brad Brechting stepped up and made 2 free throws. If Brad would have missed the front end of that 1-and-1, the game would have been different. After the technical and you missed 2, and then as a senior he stepped up. Brad, as sick as can be, he couldn't even be in the locker room after a game. He was throwing up in the bathroom. And for him to give that kind of effort and get 10 rebounds as sick as he was, I like our chances, and I like what our ceiling is. That was the longest opening statement I've ever made.
Kemp, what about Trey Maddox? Do you find he raises his level of play based on who he's going against? Because we saw this against Texas San Antonio, down in Florida as well.
Trey is an unbelievable on-ball defender. He's an NBA level on-ball defender. But he's got a lot of things to fix. He's got to get tougher. He's got to handle adversity better. And the only reason I'm saying this publicly is because he watches and listens to every social media thing there is about himself. So I want him to listen to this, because I've said it to his face. I'm going to say it publicly. Everybody wants to be great until they find out what they have to do to become great. Trey can become great. Not good, he can become great. But he's got to get over being the show and all that kind of stuff. You know, he missed those 2 free throws and his leg hurt and he's, you know, just go make them, Trey. Just go make them, because you're that good. If people are mad at me for calling him out, I'm sorry, but I love him and I want him to be great.
You know, twice in the second half, they cut it down to 8 and 9 points. After.
Oh, they did? I thought 10 was the most they got. They got it to 8?
Yeah, but both times you fouled it with like 6 or 8 nothing runs. You think it's just a phase of you guys finally growing up with 10 new players?
Well, you know, we had a 13-point lead with 5 minutes to go in the last home game and lost. Didn't score the last 5 minutes of the game. And I think if Brad Breckling doesn't make those 2 free throws, I think we could have gone right back down that path. You learn, honestly, we're out there with 2 walk-ons at times, 3, 4 freshmen, and you have to learn. You have to be there, figure it out. Now, those walk-ons are really good, and those freshmen are really good, but they've never been there before. They've never played in front of a crowd like that in a series. What, October 1st till what is today? I don't know. They got a text every day from their head coach saying this many more days till we play Detroit. There's a lot of pressure on those freshmen. They didn't know what Detroit was. Somebody said to me, you got all these 10 guys, they may not know what this Detroit series means. And I took that serious. And from October 1st on, every day I talked to them about this game. And you're a freshman and you go out there, you're a freshman that's never played a single minute, and you go out and play as good as Goodline played in that first half? Wow, that's impressive. And yeah, we're going to stumble. We're going to have some bad moments, and we did. But we gathered ourselves, and we overcame it. And I'll tell you something, that first 20 minutes, we were really good.
What can you say about Lampman? He had 12 points and 4 threes, but he also had 5 assists.
Well, there was 1 for 15 from the 3 coming into today in his last 2 games, 1 for 7 against Syracuse and 0 for 8 the last game. And I talked to him this week, and I said, Travis Bader, the greatest 3-point shooter I've ever coached in the history of the game when he left here, had a spurt his sophomore year where I think he was 1 for 23 or 4. And we came back from a trip. We were in the airport, and I went down into the Delta area down in baggage claim, and I asked Delta to say over the airport announcement that paging Travis Bader, we found your shot, you can pick it up here. And they did that. And so the whole world heard Travis Bader. If Travis Bader can go 1 for 23, Blake Lampman, a freshman, can go 1 for 15. I'm not going to turn on him. I'm not going to take him out. I'm going to keep running plays to him. And that's what I told him. And he went out there today, made his first one, and looked confident. You know, he's not Travis Bader, but he's pretty good.
Any other questions for Coach?
Okay.
Thank you, Coach.